Hello and welcome to this video. So we're looking at which photography camera can I buy for 900. This can be different currencies. We're concentrating on pounds and dollars maybe. That's probably the best scenario. But I've got some nice options for you because this is a healthy budget. So if you're looking for a photography camera to get you started and you've got a nice budget of £900, we want to get you a camera, a lens, so you can start taking photos and even making video. I've got a selection of cameras that I've done some research on and found a couple of deals. We're looking at today X-T30 Fujifilm, Canon EOS 6D Mark II, Canon EOS M6 Mark II, and a Canon 5D Mark III. And I might sneak in A7 II in there because I found one. It didn't come with a lens, but I want to include it for comparison purposes. So let's have a look at those and see what would be a good budget. So under 900, you could pick up a nice Sony A7 II body only, not with a lens. That it becomes the next band up, so you might consider buying that as a separate option. But let's have a look at the 6D Mark II, a body only, again £900 to compare it to that. But our rule is going to be with a lens. So the M6 is an option for you to think about. So is the Fujifilm. We looked at this in the last budget, and this one is a better example of it with a lens. And also the Canon 5D Mark III, but I just noticed it hasn't got a lens. So we might have to rejig our little search and make sure we get, let's do a DSLR and see what comes up, because you might want a DSLR, you might want a mirrorless. I want to see what comes up between our budget. So let's see what we get. Highest price, okay, there's a couple of Pentax scattered in there, 70D in there, there's an 80D in there, a bundle. There's loads of options there, but let's do the side-by-side comparison for the bodies. So let me knock some off here. Let's see. 2017, 19, 12, 5D Mark III, 2012. That's quite old, considering you're spending a good whack of money. Shall we knock that out? Let's knock out the 5D Mark III. You know what? We won't. Let me have a look at the specs. 22 megapixels and fixed screen. And what else do we have? 6 frames a second shooting. Video wise, it would be 1080p. And okay, let's get rid of that. We're getting rid of the Mark III 5D's older model camera. We've left with the M6 is an interesting one. It's a rangefinder style mirrorless camera. So not fully mirrorless, but it's like a bit of a mid-ground, you could say. Magnesium alloy body, 33 megapixels. The M6 Mark II is going to be a good option. Digic 8 processor. If you're not familiar with Digic processors, it's basically how it handles the picture once it's taken, things like high ISO, the colors, autofocus, things like that. I made a separate video about it in more detail, but that's an overview. Shoots in RAW, obviously, that's photos. And what we have for 14 frames a second, that's not too shabby, mate. M6, 30 frames a second 4K, and 120 frames a second for 1080p. M6 Mark II, that is not a bad idea, is it? But how does it compare to the Fujifilm X-T, and how about the 6D Mark II? You know what, that M6 Mark II is quite nice. I think we might have found it. How long? 3 minutes in and I found my camera. Body only 60. That, let me have a quick search and see what's being said about it online. Let's see what we got. The first review normally is sufficient to give us an overview. Okay. Enthusiast level targeted APS mirrorless camera built around the company's EF mount. Okay. Similar to the EOS mount. Okay. Interesting. So it comes down to your needs. I do like the Fuji though. Come on, look at that bad boy there. Oh, you can't see it. Let me look at that. Telling me that's not solid. Okay, so £900. What would I buy? I would probably end up buying the M6 Mark II, because that is a behemoth. Let me know what you're thinking about. 900. You got 900. What would you spend it on? I'd like to see in the chapters. I've got a playlist of these videos, so make sure to check out my lower budget ones. I'll cover them in more detail because my channel is geared towards finding great gear at a price. So getting the best out of your current gear. You don't have to always buy a new camera. You can use your existing camera. Let's see how you find this next video.